Hi everyone, it's Margaret Manning here and welcome to 60 and Me. 60 and Me is a community that reaches about 500,000 women over 60 all around the world. And when I did my last makeup video, I got so much great feedback that, it's very rare that you see someone over 60, talking about makeup and applying it in a fun and casual way and just not taking it all that seriously. And I got a lot of comments also though from people who like makeup but really can't afford, to go out and buy very expensive products. So I thought it would be fun to try to find a product line that was affordable and high quality, and I think I found something that's interesting and I wanted to share it with you. Just have a little go at putting on some makeup that every item costs under $5. Now I live in Switzerland, so I'm going Swiss francs, but it's about equivalent, so about 5 francs for every item. Now, some of these products I actually had been using for years. I really do love them. I mean, I genuinely have chosen them in preference to more expensive products. And trust me, I have a lot of more expensive products that I've experimented with. But that's part of being 60, is you actually can look back on your experience and what you've learned about makeup. And one thing I have learned is that there are some products that are very inexpensive who are just as good as the more expensive products. Now, I love some of this exotic makeup that I've purchased, and some of it is super high quality and lovely, but there are some products that you can get. So I have chosen the Catrice line to share with you today. Now, Catrice is actually part of a bigger company. It's called Cosnova, and they have 3 lines of products that I know about, which are Catrice, Essence, and Love. That's Love. Now, they're, I think, a German-based company, and they have products really that kind of range a spectrum. Like, Essence is more for the teenage market. It's the fun packaging, and it's really cute and I think good quality. But Catrice is kind of in the middle, and then Love is one that I really do like as well for one particular product, which I'll share with you later. So Catrice is the line that I'm going to chat with you about today, and one product that I always have used to start with is the primer. Now, before I start though, I must say that I have put some oil on my face, which I always do to start. I use a product called Aging Younger Gracefully. AgingYoungerGracefully.com is the website. It's a great product, all our organic ingredients, and I really like it. It's got a great scent, and it's not too oily. In fact, it's not oily at all. It absorbs right into your skin, but you actually could use it just as a primer. But I'm going to put a little bit of my Catrice primer, which I really like. I've used it, as I said, for a while, and it's kind of it's white when you look at it, but you put it on, it goes on super smooth, and it just is a primer for your makeup, for your foundation. And I have found that even with oily skin, having a primer, a little teeny bit on the forehead, having a primer really helps the foundation to stay in place. So that's the first thing I do. And by the way, I'm not an expert here. I am in the sense that I've used a lot of makeup, but I just do this my own way and try to make it fast and fun, and hopefully that's your style too. So that's the first thing I do. Now, in terms of foundation, I'm trying the Catrice All Matte. It's 18 hours, I think it says here, and it says All Matte Plus. So I expected it would be quite dry, but it isn't, and I really, really like it. It's got a little pop-off top. A pump top, and I'll just try to pull my hair back just a tad here so that it's not cramped in my face. So I'm going to use just a very small amount and pop it on there and blend it in. Now it goes on really lovely, really super smooth, and I like it. Honestly, I've used so many foundations in my life that you can tell almost right away if it's going to work for you. It's a good tone for my skin. It's called Nude Beige, and I really like it. So I'm going to put a little bit on my forehead. It's a little bit stiff. There we go. So I'm going to put too much, and just enjoy, just enjoy massaging it in your face. Now, I actually often do use an eye primer, but I'm just going to put a little bit of this foundation on my eye as well. And just gently, not stretch it too much, just dab it on. smells nice. Actually, it has an odor to it, like a nice scent. I kind of like it. I think it's really soothing. And that is really all I would do with foundation. I don't think you need a lot when you get older. It's one of the things I think that you maybe do too much of and it starts to look a bit cakey. But that's, I think, a nice coverage. I do have a couple of little age spots, surprise, surprise. But I sometimes will go over them just a little teeny bit more, just for fun. And I've got one on this side as well. Isn't it funny, you know where all your flaws are, where all your little spots are. I've got one up here too. Anyway, it's just all part of the beauty of getting older. So that's that. That's my foundation. Now, in terms of concealer, I actually often don't use concealer because I'm of the belief that basically nothing's going to help really hide any puffy eyes, you know, and it's not going to certainly take the wrinkles away. But, you know, if you want to try, and they do Catrice does a line called Liquid Camouflage. This one is 020. It's light beige. There's not a big range of colors, by the way, in these Catrice products, so you kind of have to hope that your skin tone fits in there and who they determine to be their demographic. But a little bit of concealer is good, just to kind of give a bit of light and brightness to your eyes. Now, the secret is to not put it up too high. You can see where that little dark shadow is under my eyes? That's really where you want the concealer to go. And then it kind of shines up, and it's really important to tap and not to rub that area of your face. I've seen a lot of people put tons of concealer on under their eyes, and I honestly don't quite see the point, because it just kind of looks a little bit overdone. And all I'm trying to do is really just do a little bit of magic with light reflection up through the shadows in my eyes. So that's about all. I sometimes will put a little bit above my eyes as well, just to even out the tone. Because that's one thing as you get older, I think, is that you start to get these little funky colors that appear on your face, and little age spots and things. I'm just going to use my mirror here to make sure, because I'm looking at my phone, which isn't the best way to do this. But I'm trying to, hey, that looks pretty good. Okay, so that's it. That's my mirror. Now, after concealer, with the order that you do stuff doesn't really matter, but I kind of always do blush next. Now, blush, they do a line in Catrice called Light and Shadow. And there's about 3 different colors in this series, and I've chosen the pinky or purple cool tone. And it's kind of cool. It's got a little bit of, it's got the pink shadow, and then it's got a cooler tone. It looks whiter than it is. It's actually kind of a peach color. So it's actually very good. And I've got a very simple little, where's my brush? Now, this is a brush that I'm going to do another video on, because I just discovered them and they're so cool. They're called toothbrush brushes, because they look like a toothbrush, and they've got this kind of very, I don't know how you would describe it, kind of very tight brush. But I found it's really good for blush. So I'm going to use that on my blush. And not go too crazy. The color, by the way, the pigment in this Catrice line is not super, super dark. So you maybe have to work it a little bit more than maybe you would with others. And don't go too low, and keep that little part of your cheek there kind of a focus. Because when you're talking, especially you're doing pictures or on Skype, people are looking at you head on. So it's important to put a bit of color on that sort of, I don't know what that's called, that little tip of your cheeks there. So I'm going to do the other side. This brush, by the way, I really like it. It's it kind of grabs the skin, but it seems to penetrate the color of the blush better. So I'm just going to, and I'm kind of just pulling it along, but again, not going too low, and keeping it light. Whoops, that's not a mirror. Oops, have a look at my mirror, make sure it's okay. Yeah, so that's just a very, very light peachy pink color, which I like. Now, I may touch that up. Now, as I said, this has got like a dual color on the top, so it's got a lighter one here. And I'm just using really, really, inexpensive brushes. I got these. I think I got these when I was traveling, and they're not fancy, but they work. And this one's kind of a very smaller brush, and you can use that little lighter color just above your blush line. under your, above your cheeks, not under your eyes, but just above your cheeks. It's kind of like a contouring, but I'm not really convinced that contouring helps an older face that much, because we have these jowls, magic jowls that appear. And I think you have to be very, very artistic to be able to make that line there, where you normally would do contouring. So I just kind of put it there. So that's the Catrice Blush, which I think is pretty cool. I mean, I've used a cream blush more often than powder, but for this purpose, they didn't have a cream blush. So for this purpose, I just chose what I thought would work. And I think that's kind of a nice color. Very simple pink. Now, eyes. Okay, my eyebrows. Like so many women in their 60s, and in fact, so many women, eyebrows are like this major thing. And I really don't know what to do with mine, because they're quite high up on my face, just by the way nature gave them to me. And I just have to work at keeping them even and looking full, because one of them here is kind of beginning to get thinner, which is no big surprise. But anyway, Catrice has an eyebrow kit. It's kind of cool. It's got like 2 powdered colors, and then it's also got like a little drawer that opens up, and in that drawer are a little pair of tweezers and a little brush with a brush on one end and a little roller brush on the other. So it's actually very cool. Now, the way to do your eyebrows, of course, is to brush down with a little brush, and then while you've got your eyebrows kind of down, to actually take the color, either powder or, in this case, the powder, but a pencil as well would work, and then just kind of fill it in lightly. Then take the brush and push it up again. So you create kind of a, you get a fullness. It helps a little bit. Now, I think that looks a little bit fuller and brighter. I'll do the other side as well, just so I don't look strange. Let's see if this works. This brush is tiny, though, I must admit. It's quite fiddly, and you have to, let me just use this. One of the other beautiful things about being over 60 is you actually know where your eyebrows are, and you know where you could almost do your makeup in the dark, which I sometimes almost do. So that's that. I'm just going to pick up my other mirror, though, so I can make sure I'm seeing myself, because what you're seeing is actually not what I'm seeing. So I think, yeah, that needs a little bit more work there. As I said, I never spend a ton of time on my makeup, because it's just more fun for me than trying to get perfection. Anyway, so that's eyebrows. Now, eyeshadow. I actually did pick up one of the palettes with Catrice, which is, they do a nude palette, and it's actually very nice. I found the colors were actually a little bit light, and the pigment wasn't super bright, but it was under $5, and I really do think, especially these little bit darker colors at the end here, they're really quite pretty. And so I kind of like those. I'm going to use those in the future for sure. But I love purple, and because Love, L-O-V line, is also a Catrice product, I picked up this amazing palette, and I use this all the time. I've used it for a while. Here it is. It's called Love. It is a Catrice product, so I felt I wasn't deviating too much. The price range is about the same, maybe a teeny bit more, $7 or so. And inside you'll see this amazing assortment of colors ranging from a dark purple all the way to a light purple, then a beige and a lighter color, and then very dark brown for lining. And I really do use this all the time, and I'm going to use it today just to show you what you can do with these fairly inexpensive products. Now I'll get my little brush. There is actually one of the brushes in the toothbrush range, which is used for eyeshadow, and I'm going to use that just as the base, and I'm going to take it from that medium beigey color range. I'm just going to put that on my eyebrow, my eyelids, and the nice thing about these is you can get quite into the skin. It's like not fluffy, it's very precise. So this I'm just putting on over my lids, and then mixing again between those two light beige and creamy beige colors. They've got a teeny bit of sparkle to them, like shine, but they're not overly glistening and sparkling, which, I think sparkle's okay for older women, no problem. But just for this purpose, I think it's kind of nice to keep it smoother. Okay, so I really like that color. Now you notice I don't go up too high. I know a lot of makeup artists, do this whole sort of contouring thing above the eye. eyelid, but I just find that when I have a little bit of hooded eyelid, which I do, it's better just to do it on the eyes itself. But the beautiful one about this line is this purple. Now, I love this dark color, and because I'm wearing purple today and it's one of my favorite colors, I am going to use some of this purple over top of the beige. Kind of you, and I'm tending to go more to the edge, not far off the edge, but I'm not doing it so much in the center. I'm just catching it at the end there. Hope you can see that. And I'll do the other side. Okay, so I really, really love this purple. I think it's so pretty. And in fact, of course, there's lots of different lines where you can find a purple that is beautiful, and I'm going to try to blend it a little bit so it's not quite so dark. But I do think it's lovely. Okay, so I'm going to just grab my mirror so that I can make sure I'm doing this evenly, which I'm not. Let's see here. There we go. Just do this without making too much of a mess about it. Okay, I'm sorry about the mirror there, but hopefully you'll get the idea. I really like that color. I think it's very, very gentle, but yet it's not so strong that it makes my eyes kind of look a little bit overdone. What do you think? I really, really like it. So that's the purple. Now, I often don't, oops, put this away. I don't use eyeliner that much, but they do align an eyeliner at Catrice, and I must have bought like hundreds of eyeliners in my life, I swear. But this one I tried, and surprisingly, it's only like $4 or even less. I think it was $2.60. It was really inexpensive. I found that it was super easy to apply. I'm getting a little bit hot, sweaty. It's actually a beautiful sunny day today. I don't know whether you can see the light shining, but it's really, really cool. It's nothing on the brush. I'm just helping myself get cooler. Okay, so this eyeliner I thought would be really cheap. I thought it would, smudge in the wrong way, but it really worked. Now let me see if I can do this. And of course, the way with eyeliner to work is to take it very, very close to your lash line, and kind of, I just kind of move it along. I don't quite try at the beginning to make it too smooth or precise. And with this much eyeshadow on for me, I don't need that much more. I'm honestly just kind of edging it along the line of my eye. I normally don't even do this on video because I'm not very good at it. But you kind of get the idea that I'm just literally, just edging across my eye, and not trying to, compete with the eyeshadow, which is pretty, is alive. And in terms of mascara, okay, now there's lots and lots of mascaras in this world. There are hundreds of mascaras, but I found the least expensive Catrice product, which is called the All-Round Mascara. It's a volumizer. It says it's lengthening. It says all these things, but it really, to me, is a nice volumizing mascara. You look at the brush, and here it is, and it's really pretty. It's not skinny and bent or any of those fancy, expensive mascaras, but it is, it is a nice size brush. I forgot one thing, which I do want to do this time. It takes a little bit of, like a minute or two of your time, not even that. I want to just do my eyelashes because I think that it really makes a difference. So let me just, I can reach in and do it without pinching myself, and just to give a little bit of, okay, hold on, there we go. Hard to do this in this mirror. Okay, there we go. You can already tell the difference, though. I think it's really nice. All right, back to mascara. Here we go. So, mascara. As I said, it's for older people, it's for older women, it's great to do a volumizing mascara because that's what you want, is the depth and the volume. But, and this is not advertised as a specific volumizer, but I think it really works. So, again, just pull it, go down to the base of your lashes and pull up. And I just found if you take a little bit more time to try to get the edges and the center, you'll have a good result. And again, go right down to the base of the lashes. Super important. And then just kind of brush it gently up. I love mascara. I think it's really fun, and then just give it a little bit extra. Okay, I think I read somewhere that you're supposed to do 25 times on each eye, but it's okay. So that's it. Now, I hardly ever put mascara on the base of my, on the bottom lashes, but I'll just do a little teeny bit since we're doing a kind of dress-up look today. There we go, just a very tiny bit. All right, now I'm just going to take a little look in my mirror because I don't know what this actually looks like in real life. I think it's okay. Yeah. Oh, that mascara. And you know something? For the price that I paid for that mascara, I think it was under $5. It's really one of the best mascaras I have actually used. I mean that genuinely. In terms of this product line, I think the primer for me, the mascara, and the Love eyeshadow I really like, and that's all part of the Casanova range. By the way, in the States you can get these products at ulta.com, ULTA.com. It's a website, and it has all the brands under the sun, but it also carries Catrice, which I wouldn't have done this line if I'd known you know, it was only available in Europe, because Catrice is a European line. I mean, it's very popular in Germany, Switzerland, and France, all the European countries, but I wouldn't have, you know, suggested it if you couldn't get it in the States, since I know so many of our community are there. So that's, you know, that's basically it. Foundation, blush, eyes, which I think are looking, you know, maybe darker than I normally would do, but I think for going out for dinner or just going out and feeling special, no reason to, no, you don't need any reason to get dressed up and have fun. So finally, of course, lipstick. Now, I've got a kind of a treat one for you here. I often use a liner, and I will use a liner for this just because I want to show you the normal way I would do it, and that's to put on this is a darker brown, and I know you have to kind of be careful with eyeliners or lip liners that they don't look too kind of phony and fake, but I'm going to put this on and be gentle. So going over the lip line, just a teeny bit. Now, I'm not going to do too much smudging in my lips, which I normally do with my liner, because this lipstick I'm going to use is really interesting. It's a Catrice product. It's called, does it have a name? Oh yes, it's called Ombre. So I guess this is a big trend right now, Ombre lipstick, where you get these two shades. And this is super cool. This is a brand new one, so I wanted you to see the difference. You see at the top, it's got a dark color, and then it's got the lighter pink underneath. It's this idea of putting on a lipstick that has a little bit darker rim, and then nice and bright in the middle. So I'm gonna put this on and try to do it using this beautiful feature. And roll it up just a tad, and then just go on your lips with the dark part as using it as a lip liner. Can you see how that goes a little bit dark at the top? I think that's working. It's hard to tell without a mirror here. Let me just see if I think I've done that so that you can see. And then the bottom, I just turn it around and take that dark piece and then put it on the bottom. I hope that was visible. I hope you could see that. And then, I do love the pink color. It's really pretty. Then I just, of course, use it as a lipstick on the rest of my lips. There. So, see, it's a darker color than I would normally wear, but I think with the rim being even a tiny bit more dark, it's really attractive. I love it. I really like this lipstick. So I think this is on my my other list of Catrice products that I'll continue to use for forever. I mean, I really do enjoy it. I think it's kind of a cool idea. And you know, I'm not super big on trends and making sure that everything is, you know, using everything that's the latest and greatest. But I think that's a kind of a cool idea to have a lip liner and lipstick all together. So I think that's kind of cool. And finally, I love lip gloss. Maybe I'm too old for lip gloss, whatever, but I just use a little bit of the Catrice. They have this line of Beautifying Gloss. It comes in a little tube, very cute. And they have a peach color one, which I use all the time, and then this is a pinky one, which I think will work with what I'm doing today. So just a little bit on the top, just in the middle, and on the bottom. That's it. So that really is it. I think I counted that 12 items, and I know we've done it in over 20 minutes, but I think about maybe 10 of that was applying, 10 of it was talking. But I wanted to kind of give you some context for this product line, and also just show you how I put it on, and not just show you the items and let you go for it. So I think that the secrets for me: primer, using an oil first, and using the primer on top of that, keeping the foundation lightweight, using a gentle blush, focusing this time on my eyes with a darker, more more intense color, and then having a mascara that's volume mascara, and lips that shine and have a lovely color and depth to them. So I hope that you've enjoyed that. I mean, this is basically my look that I would go out in the evening with, or go out just for fun. And I hope that you've enjoyed the Catrice demonstration, and have a go and let me know how you get on with it. And I look forward to seeing you all back here again soon for another demonstration of my makeup specials. Take good care, everybody. Bye-bye.